So we're gonna
Okay.
miss him. All
I
right,
mean,
we
you gotta
good.
make
We ready to go.
he'll be ready for the playoffs. He'll
Yeah.
be ready by the time you get into the playoffs. Luann says, Dash, we pretty much beat half of the so-called tough schedule, so next season we can kick butt. I hope so. Shout out to my man Hirsch for real in the building too. Nick, somebody give me the Knicks score because I know you said Knicks is kicking butt right now. Let me know what the score is. And Papa Strike says he's a rookie. Yeah. We talk about Will Campbell. So my man Ken, well, before we get started, let the people know where I know I did an introduction, but let the people know where they can find you, social medias, and what you've been up to.
Yeah, man, you can find me on Twitter, IG. I'm on TikTok. I'm all over. Cans_Pats Talk. That's on all those platforms. And then my YouTube, Cans Pats Talk, man. If y'all are Patriot fans or if y'all know any Patriot fans, send them my way, man. Make sure they hit the subscribe button, man. But you can find me on YouTube at Cans Pats Talk, Patriots Podcast.
Now that's a fact. And Luann, thank you, Luann, for the 106 to 89. Yeah, they doing their thing. They doing their thing.
Who the
So what
Knicks playing?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I didn't even get my parlay in because I
Right.
forgot everybody's playing in the tournament. I forgot the tournament was going on.
Mhm.
So how I normally start these shows in the war room, I asked a question. I said, uh, for you, are you where you thought you were? So obviously you had me on your show back in April, right before the draft, and you talked about Will Campbell, and you ended up getting Will Campbell. You also talked about Travis Hunter a little bit. You talked about Abdul Carter, but you ended up landing Will Campbell.
Yeah.
Will Campbell, day one starter, doing did a fantastic job, doing a fantastic
Yeah.
job, and he's only getting better. But from that time where you had the draft, the summer, and starting of the season, are you where you thought you were going to be as far as the Patriots, the record, the way you
Uh,
got performing? Let me know.
no, I'm not. I'm not where I thought we'd be. I thought we'd. Well, I see where we at. This is week what? Coming up week 13, week 12, week 13. I can't keep up the weeks. Season going by too quick. I thought around this time we'd be around about 6, 7 wins, something like that. Looking at the schedule, but the fact that we are 10 wins and we've won games like I thought we'd lose in Miami. We won that game. I figured we lose that week one to the Raiders. I thought we was gonna lose to Pittsburgh. I didn't think we had a shot to go to Buffalo, and I thought we lose the Tampa Bay. And this season, that's just been they've been whooping my tails in games that I thought we'd lose, and it's like every time I think we lose, we lose. So I'm surprised. I'm not like we talked pre-show. Whatever happens from here on out, I'm excited. I'm proud. Man, they can lose to y'all on Monday night, and we can get to the game shortly. They can. I think we got Buffalo after that. We got to buy. I'm going to the Baltimore game in a couple weeks. I'll be down there, Lord willing, at that game. And then we got the Jets and the Dolphins to finish out. We can lose out and go what 10-7. I'll still be satisfied with this season. I'll be happy with the season. But
And do
it's just
you
like I'm not. I'm surprised where we are. I'm just like it's this season is crazy, and there's so much parity in the league. We don't know what's what. I don't think it's no team. Maybe the Rams, but I don't think outside of that, I don't think it's no team that's like Lord and behold everybody else. I think it's wide open.
Yeah, yeah, I do believe that too. Because again, we had a lot of tough games that we lost, but we were right there in competition with a lot of those people that they pretty much had us with the second toughest schedule in the league, and we saw that we were able to contend. We just weren't able to finish. And speaking of finishing, Pauls, the coach is gone, defense coordinator's gone, head coach is gone. We got a new defensive coordinator who's going to have his debut against you guys, and I feel like that's a tough start to have or a tough place to be in for our new DC who's never called plays before, not at the college level at all. He's been an assistant all of his coaching career. He does have a lot of experience, but I'm curious to see what he does. But he was the outside linebackers coach, and then like I said, he's going to be the defensive play caller now. So the way you guys have been playing though, man, I was looking at. So I did a little bit more research because I knew you guys were playing well,
Yeah.
but I really didn't know what your record was. I knew you guys were leading the division. So I said, I was like, yeah, these guys, they won a lot of games. And then I saw the streak. You guys on a 9-game winning streak.
Bro, it's crazy. I
And
like, cause when you win in so many games, it's kind of like, okay, a part of
yeah,
you is like, it's too good to be. Are you good or it was just too good to be true?
nah,
You're bound for a setback or loss. And a part of me wants me to lose a game here so we can reset. Because I'm starting like we talked pre. I feel like we're starting to lose focus. We're losing that momentum. But bro, we undefeated on the road. Now home we've been kind of okay, but we won 5 or 6 straight at home. Coming into the season, we were bad at home. So 9-game win streak. I think Denver has the 8-game win streak. They got the second longest streak. But we 9 games. Get the first win to get the 10 game. First team to get the 10 wins. And like you just said, we're playing great. Hats off to Vrabel. Vrabel's came in, changed the culture. Josh McDaniels, he was with it. This like his third or fourth time with us. And
Yeah.
I think we talked during the draft. You like Drake May. You want Drake May to New York. So Drake May, I think he's the main. I mean, me personally, I ain't gonna be biased. I think he should be MVP of the league.
He's
Um,
playing that way.
he's playing good. 21 touchdowns. What 5, 6 interceptions.
Yeah.
A great ratio. He's leading a bunch. He's leading a team. With I mean, can you name two Patriots targets? Maybe Stephon Diggs, but
Outside
he's
of this, no.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
32 coming off a torn ACL. Our tight ends are older. Mac Hollins, probably your second best wide receiver. Pop Douglas, a day 3 pick. Kayshawn Booty, day 3 pick. Cal Williams, who can barely get on the field. Like we got undrafted guys, a patchwork offensive line, two rookies on his blind side. He's making lemons out of nothing. You know what I mean? He's playing good. So I feel like, I mean, you look at Stafford, look at the numbers he putting up, a bunch of 1 yard touchdowns. He got Devontae Adams, he got Puka, he got a great play, he got McVay.
Now
Drake,
this is the bias part. This is the
we
bias
didn't
part
have
coming.
no expectations coming into this season.
Yeah.
Like nobody expected this leap from Drake May. So I'm thinking Drake May should be MVP.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it there for a second. I do see my man Nacho. Nacho said he'll take you up on that loss that you're requesting
The
for that
Giants
reset.
gave me the
Yeah,
win before
we'll take
the
we'll take that. And then shout out to my man Pop. He says with the $2 super chat, he says, "Man, I'm happy with Dart, but Drake May is a beast." Showing Drake May
Appreciate it.
some love.
Yes,
Again, the
sir.
Patriots. A lot of people said the Giants didn't give up a real offer to try to trade up for Drake May. No, it's just the Patriots wasn't moving. They saw Drake May right there. They
Yeah.
wasn't moving, and they
They
were
would have
right
took
behind.
something crazy for us to get off that offer.
Yeah, and look, it paid off for you guys. But I want to talk about that because you touched on a little bit about Drake May and his performance. What do you think did it for him? Is it because who's your offensive coordinator? I
Josh
can't.
McDaniels.
That's right. You just
McDaniels.
said that too. He's been there, and he's
Yep.
yeah. I don't. To be honest, I don't like Josh McDaniel too much. I don't like him too much. He's a career offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
We saw him
He's
try
a
to be
good
a head coach.
OC, not a good head coach. It's a disaster
Yeah,
as a head
absolutely,
coach.
absolutely. So is it more of do you think they're kind of like, are they dumbing the offense down, or does he have full reins of this offense?
He has full
And
range of it. They actually gave him more. Like
okay,
giving him like when we had Mac Jones in 2021, they kind of dumbed it down, slow play. They kind of eased him into the offense. They
okay,
gave him Drake made a full play. They give him everything, man. He's took it and he's done great. Like, I mean, just I think his best game this season. I know everybody want to talk about the Sunday night football game in Buffalo. Did you see that? Did you see that one?
yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty good. But I think in Miami, going into Miami in a house of heart, we hadn't been able to win down there for years. The plays he made down the stretch there. At Tennessee was a good game. The Tampa Bay game was good, solid. Like he's had a bunch of games this year. I think they put a lot on his plate, and he's asked for more, asked for more, asked for more. So I think Drake May. I mean, I just think like they didn't dumb it down. I think if anything, they gave him more. I think the coaches too. Coaches better roster and the coaches. Hey, we spent so much money this offseason, so you had to improve.
Yeah, and then speaking of that too, man. Just moving on to the next discussion point, as far as what surprised you the most. Now, obviously, you're sitting at 10-2 right now. You had the 9-game winning streak. Drake May is arguably the MVP right now. So you have a lot of things that surprise a lot of people. Like even you said, like you expected him to be better, but not playing at this level this fast, and with the switch of the head coaching. Now with Mike with Vrabel, right? Your defense, again, well coached team all around, offense. You guys are clicking. To your point, you really can't name a receiver outside of Diggs. Your running game, you got was it
Travion
Henderson,
Henderson, Mondre Stevenson.
Stevenson, and then I liked Henderson coming out of Ohio State, and
Yeah,
we saw him flash early, then he kind of disappeared for a little bit,
yeah.
and now you see him coming along. What's the biggest surprise for you outside of Drake May, outside of the record? Like what's the biggest surprise, positive surprise for you with the Patriots?
I would have to say the offensive line. Well,
Oh,
until the injuries happened last week, I would say the offensive line. Um, like we spoke about the culture coming to the show, but I think the offensive line, Will Campbell was playing great before he got hurt. Now Jared Wilson, now you got Ben Brown, who y'all probably going to attack that matchup, and Vidarian Lowe. But I think Will Campbell, he's been good, and I'm kicking myself because I want to Abdul Carter in that draft. And I hate the fact that we're not going to get to see Will Campbell versus Abdul Carter, but he just had to get hurt last week. That would have been on must see TV. But I think Will Campbell, he's been probably my biggest surprise because everybody coming out, they talked about the short arms and can he hold up in the
Hmm.
NFL and
Hmm.
stuff like that. Everybody had a mark to the Patriots, and he's been great. Like he's been good. He's giving up some pressures and stuff like that, maybe a sack or two, but man, like he's been great. He's been great, and Drake May really hasn't even have the he hasn't had to worry about the left side because we know Will Campbell got him. And you saw the draft interview. He said he's going to fight like hell to protect
Yep.
Drake May. So like man, like that's what really surprised me. Cause I didn't think he'd be this good. Cause I wanted Carter, I wanted Travis Hunter, or I was going to trade back. I didn't want Campbell.
Yeah, we knew he was going to be he was a top offensive tackle prospect. I didn't think he was going to be that good either. I kind of subscribe to the short arm thing. If you don't quite have, if you're at the 33 or if you're just short of 33 inches with your arm length, I fell into that. And then also, we ended up drafting a tackle in the fifth round, Marcus Bow, fourth round actually. No, fifth round, Marcus Bow, and he was one of those guys with short arms, and people were saying that he would be a better guard. And then he ended up playing well in the preseason, and then stepping in early in the season for left tackle when we didn't have Thomas. Um, but you talked about a positive. Give me a negative that surprised you with this team right now. It's not too many of them though. You guys are
It's
playing
not
well.
too
Good
many.
record.
Yeah, it's not too many. I say our red zone. I got two of red zone offense. I
Hmm.
mean, you're playing the Cincinnati Bengals. Their defense is horrible, and you couldn't even. You had 8 tries at the one and couldn't get in there. That game shouldn't have been as close as it was last week. I think they played with their food a lot last week. And then
Okay.
two, pass rush. We don't have a pass rush. I mean, Chase on. You look at the stats. The box score. Chase on got 6.5 sacks. Landry got 6 sacks. Milton Williams, he's on IR. Barmore's starting to come on. We got
Okay.
Alonzo Ponder. He's an undrafted guy. We haven't really watched Jackson Dart gonna have all day to throw the
Yeah.
ball Monday night. We haven't really had a consistent pass rush. We get that situation, which is what really matters when you have to get there. But we need better pass rush, and that's gonna be something that we're gonna talk about this offseason in the draft when I'm doing my draft. So we have to. And I'm already looking at pass rushers in the draft right now. I'm already looking at who can help this team out. But we don't have a pass rush. We need better pass rush. We relying on Landry, he's about to be 30, I think next year. He's a veteran coming off a torn ACL. And Chase has kind of been a pretty much a journeyman. He's still young, but he's been a journeyman. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be interesting. I think the pass rush in the red zone, the red zone has been bad. That's the negative for us.
Yeah, it's speaking of red zone. One thing I've been yelling about all year is that for some reason we get well, especially after Scatterboo went down, we had some issues in the red zone before we just hand the ball to Scatterboo, run it in, or either the QB sneak with Jackson Dart, QB bootleg or something like that. But then Jackson Dart went down. But we've been having issues in the red zone, and then the part that pisses me off about it is we got big body tight ends.
Yep.
And we never target our tight ends in the red zone, so we can move the ball, 20 to 20. In between the 20s, we moving the ball. And then we get into the red zone, and all of a sudden, the OC forgets how to call plays or something like that. But that's something that we have been working on. You said you guys had a couple injuries on the offensive line. Outside of Will Campbell, we know he's definitely not playing. The other guy that got hurt,
Jared Wilson, third, I think it got him in the third round out of Georgia.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Is he a
he's our
center?
start.
He's a guard. He's a center
Yeah,
or guard
starting guard. So our whole left side gonna be out for this game.
because he was a center. He was a center at
Yeah, he's
Georgia.
a center at Georgia. Yep,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. So he's out this game too.
Yep, and Ben Brown subbing in for him. We got the Darren Lowe coming in for Will Campbell, and I do not feel good about neither one of them.
Well, the one thing you might not have to deal with is Dexter Lawrence. He's sitting out right now, dealing with the
I
elbow
was just
injury.
about to ask you about that. How's your injury report looking?
Yeah, well, so most likely you won't see Kayvon Thibodeau. You might
What's
not
going
see
on with
Dex.
him?
He got a shoulder. He got a shoulder issue, and this is his third. This will be his third game that he misses. And it
So with
seems
with us playing on Monday, him having the extra day, you think he still probably ain't gonna play?
again, this will be his third game out. So he didn't practice at all today. Not limited or anything. I was looking at the beat writers' reports. I don't know if he was even on the field. We know Dexter Lawrence wasn't on the field, and then also starting safety Tyler Nubin dealing with a shoulder as well. He might be out too. So we already had issues with the defense anyway. So
Mm.
you're
We
losing.
tried to get Kayvon at the trade deadline too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
people did. A lot of people were calling for Kayvon. I don't know what you guys are trying to send over here, but I think with him, already having his fifth year option here, and then also if Abdul Carter was probably playing better or
Mm-hmm.
was producing more, you might have seen him, seeing Kayvon Thibodeau get traded. But right now, I'm glad we got Kayvon because he's the only edge rusher that's really out here setting the edge. Abdul Carter has his weaknesses there. Brian Burns is fantastic, but he also has some issues against the run too. But with you guys having these injuries, man, I do like that matchup, that battle,
Yep.
because we got some guys on the offensive line that I want to see. Rookie Darius Alexander is playing pretty well for us. He been
How's your
coming
offensive
along
line
slow.
been this year?
Offensive line has been solid.
Okay.
Offensive line, and I'm not even over exaggerating. This is probably the best offensive line, just work unit probably in the last decade. Just
The
like
O line?
our whole line as a unit has been playing well. Now there's some individuals on this team. I mean, on that offensive line, they
Yeah.
got some issues. But again, we got bookend tackles with Thomas and Illuminor. He's coming up on a contract year. We got to try to get him paid. JMS, the center, he had his rookie year. He'd been struggling. We got him in the second round. We thought he was going to be he was a starter from day one, but he'd been struggling. This year has been a good year for him. Runyon is the guy that we had in the second year that we picked up from Green Bay. He's okay. And then Van Roten is about 35 years old. But as a unit, these guys have been playing well together as a unit. Individually, some guys can be replaced. But that would be the surprise for me. Since we're talking about surprises, will be the play of the offensive line. Very proud of the offensive line to the point where, whoever this next coach is going to be, I would hope that they consider keeping the offensive line coach because he's doing a fantastic job. He actually did a fantastic job with the Raiders, the past 2 years,
Yeah.
and he had a couple undrafted free agents on that offensive line. So we lucked out with Carmen Rosillo as the offensive line coach. Um, so we talk about rookie impact. We talk about Will Campbell. Who else, as far as these rookies that you drafted, who else is bringing that impact?
I like what I've seen for Craig Woodson. I mean, he's been starting. So I safety
Okay.
Craig Woodson, he's been playing good. And this kid a lot, and we just spoke about pass rushers. Elijah Ponder, undrafted out
Okay.
of a smaller school. He got 2 sacks in back-to-back games. Well, prior to this Bengals game, he had 2 sacks in back-to-back games, and we've needed that. He's an undrafted guy. We signed him on the second day the second day after the draft. We brought him in.
Okay.
He came out of nowhere. He showed some signs in the preseason. He was solid in the preseason and training camp. So Elijah Ponder, keep an eye on him on Monday night. So Elijah Ponder, I think he's going to get it like that. Braden Swinton on the LSU, we got him. He's starting to come on here too. We just activated him. We signed him to the active roster. So those are two guys to keep eyes on, Elijah Ponder and Braden Swinton. But those two rookies, they're starting to come on. And I'm excited to
Yeah,
see what they do with more opportunities on Monday.
yeah, I'm familiar with Swinson. I
Mm-hmm.
saw him at LSU. Elijah Pond, I'm not. He's not even close to being on my radar. What school did he go to?
It's a small, I think once was it Cal Poly, I think?
Okay, all right.
Cal
I'll,
Poly, I
I'll look it
believe
up.
so.
Yeah, because that's the name I haven't heard. You said he's playing well. You said he got 2 sacks in 2 games.
Yeah, Elijah Ponder. I got you right. I think I want to say Cal Poly.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that when you said Swinson, I
Yep,
know
Cal
Swinson.
Poly. Cal Poly.
Okay, cool. Now I like that. I always think of some players. I wish I had some players I could name for you guys, but we haven't
Number
had
50,
anybody.
number 51, Elijah Ponder.
We haven't had too many. Like I said, we had some guys step up this year. We obviously with the injuries to the wide receiver room, we never got anything
91,
really
my
out of
fault.
high.
91. 91.
What's that? Say it again.
It's
91. Oh,
number
91.
91, Elijah Ponder.
So I'm thinking this game right as far as strategy goes, man. Again, Vrabel has you guys playing a pretty good tight defense, even though you don't have those names like these other teams got names, especially with the record like you guys have. But again, when you have a team, you don't necessarily need those A++ players, even though like I said, you got some, and they might turn into those guys too. But it just shows how well Vapor got you guys coached
Coaching.
up. Yeah. So my main thing is this, man. I'm, I was kind of I was kind of worried about it being like a Monday night game because obviously we don't play good in prime time. But the last time we did play prime time, we beat the Eagles. I was hoping that Jackson Dart was going to be healthy enough for this game because I wanted to see. It's not really a matchup between Drake May and Jackson Dart, but I just wanted to see young quarterbacks being showcased, and I'm so glad that he should be healthy enough to go. Again, we'll find that news out for sure on Friday. Um, when you look at the Giants again, you playing the Giants. What what are some areas that you look at the Giants saying, okay, we can expose them here, or if you want to flip it, you can say, where you feel like where the New York Giants can be dangerous, possibly.
From a defensive perspective, well, from a Giants defense perspective, run right up the gut, run the ball. And we talked pre-show. I think we can get the run game going. Marjorie Stephenson had a bad game last week. Sheffield Henderson, we didn't even get to 100 yards last week. We were solid last week, but not great. I think Henderson and Marjorie Stephenson, they can take advantage of a bad run defense in the Giants. I think I seen that y'all one of the worst rush defenses. I'm not as bad as Cincinnati, but y'all are bad. Y'all down. Y'all up there. Y'all bad. So
Now we bad
I
first.
think from an offensive standpoint, I think I seen that Jackson Dart. Now I did my research this the other day. He's better against zone than he is against man. He's kind of struggled against man coverage. I think I seen that. So and we don't. But the thing is, we play more zone. We play mainly zone. With
Okay.
Gon. We got Gonzo, and that's another thing. I'm gonna
Mm.
miss not having elite neighbors. I hate that because neighbors and Gonzalez would have been a good matchup. So that would have been interesting there. So dang, all the matches are kind of ruined now with the injuries,
With injuries.
unfortunately and whatnot. But yeah, I think we can if we play a lot of man and keep a spy on Dart, because Dart likes to run out, keep a spy on Dart. I think we have a good chance to win this game. And then on offense, run the football. John cannot stop a nosebleed and run the football, so you can just run it. Jameer Gibbs just had about 200 plus yards on y'all last week. So now that's Jameer Gibbs, but y'all been bad against the run all year, whatnot. So we can get Henderson and Stevenson going. We'll be all right.
Two. He got 100 yards on two of those runs. On
Yeah.
just two runs, it's 100 yards, man. Shout out to my man Nacho. My man Nacho said, "We'll appreciate if you don't hit Dart."
Hey, you might got to worry about that because we can't get a pass rush to save our life.
You know what's funny too, man? Because again, this is going to be Dart's first game with Kafka as the head coach.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are curious to see how they play him because obviously with Brian Dable, we saw Dart take off and a lot of design quarterback runs. And I think with the on top of the concussions, but the way that Mike Kafka calls his plays as a Giants fan, again, I'm curious to see how he calls each plays for Jackson Dart. One, again, we want to see him operate how the play is designed rather than things breaking down and him taking off, and also again to protect himself. So I think it's going to be a good matchup for him coming back again under the bright lights Monday night, only show on that night. Um, so I'm curious, and I think people are going to be tuned in for it too because you got Drake May,
And Jackson
MVP
Dart.
MVP candidate, and then you got Jackson Dart, who it's not even just Giants fans. You can see how they're trying to push Jackson Dart
And
to
y'all wanted May bad.
huh? Say what?
y'all wanted Drake May bad last year.
Oh, we yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Like almost everybody. I was a big Jaden Daniels fan. I knew Jaden Daniels was going early, and I thought actually that I thought Washington was going to take Drake May, and then you got. Well, I just knew that at some point in time, both of those guys was going. Whether it was you getting Jaden Daniels or you getting Drake May versus the Commanders doing the same thing, I just knew he wasn't going to make it. Wasn't going to make it to the Giants. I just knew that wasn't going to happen. But I am, like I said, I'm excited for this matchup. And again, that's another storyline too. Your backup quarterback now, Tommy DeVito. Well, is he the second or third
He's
string?
the third string. We
Oh,
still
he's
got
third.
Josh Dobbs, but we still
Okay,
address Tommy DeVito. I mean Tommy DeVito because you can have that emergency quarterback
emergency
now.
quarterback. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna change the subject a little bit.
DeVito lit us up in the preseason.
Well, and I think that's what got the interest and got him over there too
Yeah.
when we
Dart
waived
did
him.
too.
Yeah. Dart. And I was one of the few people that said Dart should sit. He shouldn't start right away,
Yeah.
because he would. And then I was dead wrong. I was absolutely dead wrong because he seemed like he was ready to go from jump. I do want to see. Hassan also says Drake May is further along in his development than Dart. Well, he's been
Yeah.
playing a whole
Yeah.
year, a whole year. He got a whole year under his belt. We'll see what happens. And also, he got some better coaching over there. And then, like my man said, the offensive
I think
line
the
is
future
playing
bright for
well.
the Giants, though, man. I really do. Y'all got
I
some
think so
talent.
too.
Y'all got some talent over there, man. Man, y'all got some talent.
If we can only get the coaches in here. Shout out to my man Will Collectors Lounge said yo what's good everyone, G fam for life. Shout out to
So
him.
what's
My
going on?
man
What's going
H Town.
on?
Yeah, shout out my man H Town in the building. He said this is the Patriots trap game. We just was talking about that backstage. This is a Patriots trap game, unfortunately, but hopefully the Patriots pull it out and win because a top draft pick must stay alive. See, a lot of people are already on that. Like
Where
for
y'all
me,
at right now? In y'all top five, right?
we're number two right now.
And number two,
Number
who
two
first?
right now.
Tennessee or New Orleans?
Tennessee.
Bro, I'm so glad I ain't got to worry about looking at the daggone tankathon every week, man. I'm so freaking glad, bro. I was
Listen,
so stressed out the last couple of years. Hey, lose this game, lose that game. Okay, bro,
yeah,
I'm so happy. I'm on a different end of this thing now, man.
yeah.
Because it was rough.
Now, and the fun thing about that too is I'm not on Tankathon, right? Last year I was on Tankathon because we didn't have a quarterback. Now we feel like we got a quarterback, and
Yeah,
even just watching college football has been a lot easier for me because I'm not looking at quarterbacks and
right.
trying to break down all these plays. But it's funny H Town say that because for us, I think it's all about having that high draft pick gives you more to trade for. Like you get more draft capital if you trade out of that number two spot because obviously there's going to be some quarterbacks coming out this year. We'll see what happens if we keep the number 2 overall pick, then I'm absolutely 100%
If you had to
trading.
say right now, what do you think y'all biggest position? Right, I'll probably say wide receiver, maybe.
Wide receiver is one, cornerback is another. We also need some defensive line help.
Yeah,
I'll see what happens. So again, I think with Charlie Bullen taking over as DC, I want to see how these alignments go to see if we can actually put these guys in better position. But our linebacker play too, man. And
do
you
you
usually
expect him
don't.
to be aggressive on Monday night? Your new D
Absolutely.
coordinator. Yeah,
Absolutely. You figure he played well. He coached under Matt Burke. He coached under Vance Joseph. Both of those guys are attacking guys. You got the Vance Joseph DC for Denver, and then Matt Burke is pretty much running the top defense with the Houston Texans.
yeah.
And you can see what those guys do coming off the edge. You got the Neil Hunter, and then what's his name from Alabama, Anderson, Will Anderson
Oh yeah, I
out
was
there.
going to ask you. You look at the box score. And a lot of people they like looking at box score. They look at Abdul Carter, number 3 overall pick, 0.5
Yeah,
sacks. But I see he's the top 10 in pressures. So what
yeah,
is it? Y'all haven't been using him right or something? Because I think I knew it was kind of weird when y'all drafted him when you got Kayvon, Burns, and then Carter.
yeah,
Like, how they going to use all three of them? That's why I was like, okay, maybe the Giants not going to take him. But that's why I tell you can't be a box score watcher because I watched that the whole lines of Giants game. They were chipping Carter. They were
yeah,
doubling him, and they been like he got some nice moves now. He gets in the backfield. He might not finish. And I know you say his weaknesses against the run. He's not that good. He's not great against the run.
yeah.
But with Burns on the other side, then you got I think now y'all played Carter over the left side last week, right? For the most part.
But they move them. They move them around because
Okay.
they actually move all those guys around.
Okay.
Burns might start off on the left side a little bit. That's his strong side. So but they move these guys around, especially when Kayvon's out there. They move them around. They try to find a weakness or strong side, weak side versus where the tight end is, and they'll switch around and do
Okay.
things like that. To your point with Abdul Carter, man, it's been a love hate relationship with Abdul Carter and his fan base because again, yes, he is one of the top guys. We're getting pressures, but we're still not seeing those sacks. So yes, he's disrupting the play, but we call him the king of the almost, like the almost sack. He almost getting
He
there.
gonna get a couple
Um,
Monday night. He'll get a couple Monday night.
well. I hope so. I'll say this. I hope so. He's also still learning how to be an edge rusher. Like a lot of people forget that he only had 1 year at edge rusher at Penn State. He was an off-ball linebacker prior to that, so he's learning the position. And then also we talking about the NFL level. Plus the teams that we've gone against have been solid offensive lines, so he's seeing a lot of things happen. He does need to find his secondary move. Obviously, his quickness and his bend is something that's just naturally gifted. But I think as soon as he starts to, as soon as he gets that first sack, because he got a couple sacks this year that were called back due to penalties. So it's not
Crazy.
like he has not ever gotten to the quarterback. He has. It just been called back. Same thing for Dexter Lawrence. Got his sack called back too, um, for penalty. I stopped saying that I'm waiting for this breakout game from Abdul Carter because I was saying it for about 7 weeks straight and it didn't happen. And so I'm just like, you know what? When it happens, it happens. But you see that he's getting close, man. And,
Yeah,
and like I
I've
said,
seen it. I watched the film, dog. He's getting there. He
yeah,
definitely he got some nice moves. He got the pressure. Then you
yeah,
got Burns on the other side, and then back to the run game. I can't believe y'all run game so bad with Big
yeah.
Dexter Lawrence down there.
Again, so what I was saying in the back also is you got Dexter Lawrence who is a nose tackle,
Yeah,
proven nose tackle. They line him up in three technique. They lining him up in the B gap. That's not his strong suit. And then you figure last week when we lost that game in overtime, that first play of the game of overtime, he wasn't even on the field. They didn't even have him on the field. And again, he did that right up the middle, broke that run right up the middle, was untouched, 60-yard touchdown, 60, almost 70-yard touchdown actually.
crazy.
And then you come to find out because at the time when I was watching the game, I didn't even notice that Dexter Lawrence wasn't on the field. It was the first play of overtime. I didn't expect these guys to go take it to the house the first play, and neither did the coaches. But I'm not a coach; they should know better.
Right.
Dexter Lawrence should have been on the field. But again, we found out that he was dealing with an injury. The elbow was bad. He was favoring it. That's why you haven't seen Dexter Lawrence be Dexter Lawrence because he's not getting that full extend with his elbow. So I think this offseason he's going to have to deal with some surgeries and stuff to get that fixed because I think he opted not to get the surgery and let it heal naturally, and then
Yeah.
obviously we saw what happened. But yeah, you could tell the season that Dex wasn't quite Dex. They tried to keep it under wraps, but people knew. We saw it. It wasn't the same Dex. He came in a little bit heavier too.
So he
Um,
might not play Monday night.
the way it's looking right now, if I'm a betting man, I would say he's not going to play. I don't think he's going to play. Now I will say this: if the Giants were in contention playing for something, playing for the playoffs. This is probably one of those injuries where they put that big apparatus on his arm
Yeah,
and,
he get out.
and,
Yeah,
they put him out there. But I think because of the season is where it is, they probably might if it is serious, they probably shut him down. I think they
yeah.
might.
I
We
kind of
might,
figured
might hear
that.
that. We had to shut him down at the end of last year for the same issue. It was the elbow, and again, he opted not to get the surgery, and we right back, to where we were. Shout out to my man, Poppy says, Drake had a full year and a half under his belt. Dart still a rookie.
Yep.
Hassan says Giants should at least be 6-6. A lot of people feel that way. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. My man H Town says tank, 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 tank. Giants, please keep a top draft pick and get a king's ransom for us. So a lot of people on the same page when it comes to that. Luann says no tanking. I listen, man. I don't.
To compete.
We got a quarterback. I'm not worried about tanking at
Yeah.
all. I
What are you
understand.
tanking for?
Well, this time we're tanking for more picks. That's what my
Right.
main town is saying. Get more picks. We don't have a third round pick. And when I'm looking, you know about the college class. You watch college football.
Yeah.
Um, like it's going this the third round this year. It's going to be some valuable
Yeah.
prospects in that third round, and we need to try to get one a third round pick. So we got to trade
I
back.
was going to ask you,
Yeah,
your secondary. How's Paulson and Debo been and Deontay Banks?
hurt.
Is the Debo back this week or he's still out?
Debo. Nah. You know what's crazy? I
I
think he
didn't see him
practiced
on the
today
injury.
because
He
I think
practiced.
he practiced today. That's what Mike Kafka. Well, the way Mike Kafka said it was the only people that were out today were um, Nubin, Dex, and then it was and Kayvon. He said those were the
Okay.
only guys that were out today. And I'm sorry, Flanagan Fowles is another guy that's out with the neck injury. He did not mention Poston or Debo, so to me, he's probably limited practice. I didn't see the full injury report,
So
but
he's
he's going.
probably back for Monday night then.
Yeah, he tried to come back 2 games ago, and then in warm ups he didn't feel right, so they sat him out, and then they sat him out the following game after that. So I hope he's back, man, because we paid a lot of money for him, and we have not got a chance to see him
And
really get out
Deontay
there.
Banks he's been struggling.
Bank's been trash.
His first year he was okay. His first year.
The defense was different. The
Yeah.
defense was different. He went from man press, which is why we drafted him because he was a man press corner at Maryland, and he got drafted because of what he did against Marvin Harrison, in my opinion. When he did a good job against Marvin Harrison that year they played, and then his first year, we had better safeties back there too. Well, we had one of the
Yeah.
safeties back there, and but it was like he was learning, he was doing good, and then his second year, we kind of sabotaged him. His second year, we made him the default CB1 when he shouldn't have
Yeah.
been, and then he started getting cooked. And then we saw he started giving up on plays. We saw him; it was on camera clear as day, giving up on plays. And then Cordell Flott pretty much just played better than him and earned that spot over him. And that's another guy who's up. And I think Cordell Flott is going to surprise a lot of people too. He's in the contract year, probably going to have to end up paying him. But I think he's been playing pretty well. So these guys, like I said, we got some pieces on the defense. We got, but what's his name? Lombardi. Lombardi made a statement 2 years ago. Said the New York Giants have a collection of players, but they do not have a team.
Right.
Here we are 2 years later, and those words ring true. We have a collection of players, but the pieces don't quite fit right together. So this team is what we need to try to build. But also, again, we'll see what a new coach can do.
Have you been satisfied with the play of Javon Holland?
No, I wanted to say yes. He got his first interception last week.
Yeah.
He had another interception that got called back due to a penalty.
He hasn't been
He's
good.
he's not what we expected. He is coming along. He's coming back off an injury filled season last year. So we knew it was going to be a slow roll getting him back, but I thought he would be better than what he is right now. But again, it's the pass. It's the pass rush. It's also, we're not giving too many offenses anything to worry about, and we don't disguise any kind of play calling. We don't do anything fancy on the back end as far as
I play a
cornerbacks.
lot of man coverage I've seen.
Yeah, and it's super simple. Shout out to Rex Ryan for saying this too, man. Rex Ryan made a statement. I think it was either yesterday, might have been the day before yesterday, and he said, "What were the Giants thinking? We got all these players on defense, but you get this guy as your DC." He's like, what are we doing? So I do have somebody showing you some love. My man Kevin Roberts said, "What
What's
up,
going on?
Ken?"
What's going on? Appreciate it, man. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. If you know any Patriots fans, tell them to come check me out. Kansas Pat Star Patriots podcast on YouTube.
Nah, that's a fact. Shout out to Kevin Roberts, man. Again, you got some people coming through. Luann says won't happen on Monday night. We will stop the run. Shane Bowen isn't there. I hope so, Luann. I hope
The
so. I
funny
hope.
thing is about Bowen, he's close with Mike Vrabel, and I've been hearing from my Patriots people that we might bring in Bowen maybe as this year as an assistant.
I mean, hey, yes, you know what's crazy? I wanted y'all to take him when he got the job.
There
I
was
was
rumors
like,
about that.
I want him to listen, man. As soon as Vrabel got that job, I said maybe he's still Shane Bowen. I wanted Shane
Yep.
Bowen going last year, and I thought Vrabel said, "Nah, I'm good." Vrabel was good on it. My man H Town says everybody wants Dart to play. Or play. Best thing to do is to keep him in bubble wrap, and not get him seriously injured because then what and what, and some of these core players also, but hey, go out there and break a leg. You can't have it both ways, H Town. You can't. I see all the sarcasm in the comments. I mean, he said put him in bubble wrap, but also, yeah, listen, he's a football player. All these guys are football players.
Yeah,
He's
they
still
want
a
to play.
rookie. He also needs to develop. You saw what was the statement that Joe Burrow said? A lot of people say, Joe Burrow, why don't you shut it down for the season? He said, I'm a football player.
Right.
I'm not shutting it down. See, he gonna play. So Jackson Dart again. He still has a lot to learn, and this is a good defense to go against. Well, this is a well coached team that he's going against. I want to see him develop, man, because it just helps us out in the long run. I can't think about injuries all the time. I can't do that because again, it's football. It's football
Yep.
at the end of the day. Let me see what else we got here. Shout out to my man JJ. The King says, as a Tar Heel fan, I love to see my former Tar Heel quarterback Drake May getting some shine in the NFL. Hate that he's finna pick my Giants apart one by one. I don't think so. If he has some time, he definitely gonna pick us apart.
You think so?
Man, Spencer Rattler picked us apart with time. And Drake May is on a different in a different stratosphere than friggin'
So
Spencer
y'all
Rattler.
don't get to the quarterback like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, listen, we gotta it's a couple things, man. So we do get to the quarterback. Stationary quarterbacks, we're back there hunting guys with a little bit of legs, like
Mm,
Drake May. He's athletic, he can run.
yeah.
Come from a family athlete.
He'll
All his
take
brothers.
off.
Yeah. So we have issues with that now. If we can get a constant pressure on the quarterback coming from both ends, and then also you got to push up the middle, then I think you can kind of trap him and then and get him down that way. But Drake May, like I said, the year that he's having,
Yeah.
there's no doubt in my mind that he has the capability of picking us apart if we can't get to him. Now Brian Burns is Brian Burns. I do think we might be able to get him on the ground a few times, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything.
Cause Burns got what 13 sacks, I think I seen.
Burns got 13 still. He didn't get any last week. Yeah, because was it Miles Garrett just took off.
Yeah.
Miles Garrett had 13 sacks in like the last 4 games.
And
Instead,
he had 5 against the Patriots a few weeks
yeah,
ago.
just bananas. But 13. So you figured, Brian Burns had 13 on a year, and Miles Garrett got 13 the last 4 weeks.
That's
It's,
crazy.
it's bananas. And they talking about he's on pace for like 28 sacks. If he makes that record more, gets that record more power to him. I was hoping that Brian Burns was going to be the guy that break Michael Strahan's record, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. I got a question for you, man. You guys had Jabril Peppers at the beginning
Yes.
of the season. What happened to him? Because he just disappeared.
It wasn't a fit for us no more.
Okay.
Vrabel likes guys like that can truly play safety and cover tight ends a little better and just roam back there. Jabril Belichick and Mayo use him as a box, or say as a hybrid linebacker.
Okay.
Close to the line of scrimmage. That's not how Vrabel plays. Plays a lot more zone. He want all eyes on the quarterback. He like those guys that can. That's why we got rid of Duggar too. So
Okay.
he likes safety that can play closer, like play far back, play back. Now he don't want them playing close to the line of scrimmage. This wasn't a good fit for us, so we let him go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Like I just thought like because you guys got rid of a few, like I said, like you said, a few
Jamari,
safeties.
what's up with you, bro? What's up, Jamari?
Was that where's Jabari at? I
Thanks.
could put a comment up. I
Yeah,
didn't see it.
Jamari Bayfield, he up there.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I thought
It
we
says,
instead of Gonzo. Yeah, I thought
oh,
we was gonna get Banks instead of Gonzo too. I actually wanted Joey Porter that draft. I wanted Porter. I didn't want Gonzo.
I
I
did.
didn't think we better get Gonzo. I thought Gonzo was gonna go to Detroit. I think Detroit.
Well,
Yeah.
you figure that year it was a kid that went to Seattle first. What was his name? That went to Seattle
Um.
from
Witherspoon.
from Illinois. Yeah,
Yeah,
was it Illinois
Witherspoon.
he
Yeah.
came from. So and then the freaking Commanders took Forbes.
That was crazy.
Yeah, they took Forbes
I
before.
thought
Then
they
y'all
was gonna go.
guys,
Yeah, I thought I didn't think Gonzo was gonna be there.
yeah, they took Forbes, and then they ended up trading him, and now he looked like he balling with the Rams.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
wanted Joey Porter. I didn't want Gonzo. I wanted Joey Porter.
and we traded up one spot to get Tay Banks. Traded up one
Crazy.
spot and gave up a pick to get him. And then now look at us. We take out the DC that hand picked them, and then
Yeah.
again we'll see what happens, man. So I do want to get into again your expectations. Obviously, not expectations for the game. My season were mathematically out of the playoffs. So for you and for your Patriots, man, what are your expectations now? Obviously, they have exceeded your expectations
Right.
for the season already, but now, like a lot of people see you guys as serious Super Bowl contenders.
Well,
So I'm gonna ask you.
According to Cam Newton, we fools gold.
So I'm gonna ask you as far as your expectations. How far you think this Patriots team can go?
To be honest with you, man, between me and you, just being honest, I want to see how we play, how we come off the bye and play against Buffalo and Baltimore. If we split those two, I just want to see. Even if we lose both the game, I want to see how we lose them games. That's what. And I know Buffalo's not the old Buffalo; they've been struggling. I know Baltimore's definitely not Baltimore; they've been struggling. I just want to see if we come out them games 2-0. Why can't the Patriots go to the Super Bowl? Why not? Why not us? But I just want to see. My gut is telling me we're gonna beat Buffalo coming off the bye, but we're gonna lay a stinker in Baltimore. The game I'm gonna be at, it's gonna be the one they freaking lose. Just watch. So we just have to see. But my expectations, man, if we get the right matchup in AFC, now this honesty, I think we can go to the Super Bowl. I think we can. Because we probably gonna be the one seed, depending on what happens with the Broncos. The Broncos got Washington Sunday night. They got some tough games coming up. Only tough game we got is Baltimore and Buffalo. Then we finish up with the Jets, Miami, and let's see what happens Monday night with y'all. But if we get the one seed, we get those two home playoff games, and we get the right matchup. I don't want to see Kansas City. If we can stay away from Kansas City, Baltimore, and Houston, those three teams, right? If we can stay away from them three teams, New England gonna be in San Francisco for the Super Bowl. We'll be down there for the Super Bowl. I'm booking it right now. If we gotta stay away from it, but those are the only three teams that I'm scared. I'm not scared to go to Denver. I'm not scared of Denver. I'm not scared of Indianapolis. Not scared of who else is there? The Chargers, Jaguars, something like that.
Yeah.
We need to stay away from Houston because you seen that defensive line last Thursday night.
No
I don't want no parts of that.
No
I
more
don't want no parts of that. Houston, and I don't want to see Mahomes in the first round of the playoffs.
I mean, you'll have your offensive line back by the time the playoffs start too, man. My man
Yeah.
Jonathan Pride called. He said you delusional. He said you delusional, and then
Okay.
he said nah, they out as soon as so he pretty much calling you guys one and done.
Okay.
I think you guys are better than that. I'll say that. I don't believe you guys are
Notice
broke.
I said if we get the right matchup. I ain't just saying,
Yeah.
some people they just go, we could just go win suit. No, if we get the right matchup.
No, I do believe, like I said, I think, like I said, you're well coached. You guys turned it around in one season so far. And then also the way you guys have been playing is it's not fluky at all. You guys have been playing solid ball, defense, offense. So I, I'm curious to see how it goes. I think ultimately the Super Bowl win is probably going to come out of the NFC. I do believe that. I just think the talent in the NFC right now,
Yeah.
and that's the crazy part because the AFC got all the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
AFC got all the quarterback, but these teams
This is
in
a
the
weird
NFC,
year,
I
man.
do think the Super Bowl does come out of the NFC. But I think you guys will be right there with them because just when you really think about it,
You can
teams.
see us make it to Super Bowl.
I I'm not going to say that yet. I'm
AFC
not going to say
AFC
that
championship.
because I can see you guys making the AFC championship. I can see that happening because again, you guys are well coached and Drake May is playing out of his mind right now. But also the team that can run the ball in the playoffs, usually those teams that are successful in playoffs. And right now,
Yeah.
you guys can run the ball, and we've seen that in the past couple of years. Even Kansas City with Mahomes, the year with Pacheco and was going off and going crazy. You saw that Philadelphia Eagles being able to run the ball, Denver Broncos being able to run the ball, freaking the Colts being able to run the ball. And I don't want to see the Colts in the Super Bowl because Daniel Jones. We
Oh
saw
boy.
Barkley. We saw Barkley win the Super Bowl last year. I can't.
That'd
I
be a
can't
worst
see
nightmare.
Daniel
That'd be
Jones.
bad.
Oh gosh, I tell you what, that'll definitely get the GM fired, and
Yeah.
that's the last thing. That's the last step I'm waiting for is getting that GM up out of here. But we're gonna get to this point where we do a prediction. for Monday
Okay.
night's game, and everybody in
Hey,
the chat.
real quick,
Yeah, go
what's
ahead.
your thoughts on y'all keeping Joe Shane, but getting rid of Dayball?
Um, I think it's this. I think the way they played it is that they gave more of the issues for the coach. Then they say, oh, we got a collection of players, because a lot of people say, well, the Giants got players. You got this name, that name, and the roster on paper looks pretty
And
good.
Joe
And
picked the players.
yeah, and then when you get into next year, when you got neighbors coming back, you got
Yeah.
Cam
Spoiler.
Scatterable coming back.
Mhm.
I think that even though Joe Shane didn't want Jackson Dart, Joe Shane didn't want Jackson Dart. He was,
Who do you want?
he was a Shador fan like me. He
Oh,
was a
okay.
Shador fan just like me. But
It
like I
was
said,
Dayball that wants you to do it.
it would, yeah. Well, we heard the stories,
Yeah.
all the stories about that. But
Yeah.
now Dave will push hard for Dart, pause, and
Yeah.
he ended up getting them. And if the video didn't come out in the draft room where Joe Shane pretty much saying, we're gonna get you your guy. This is your guy. You vetted him. It's like, oh yeah, so we know, because he was already wiping his hands of Dart in the draft process and let everybody know, and then that blew up in his face. To me, in my opinion, it blew up in his face. But nah, that's what it is. It's just looking at the players, Abdul Carter, you know, some of the rookies from last year, like
So
Andrew.
let me ask you this: if y'all do get a new head coach in, whoever y'all, I think y'all should get like Mike McCarthy, something like that. I think it'd be the perfect fit for y'all. But let's just say when a head coach comes in, they like to bring in their own quarterback, their own guy. If this new head coach comes in, Jackson Dart struggling, he didn't take Dart. Could you see him taking another quarterback or something like that? Because that's the thing. You got to clean the whole house when you do a firing or whatnot. If the new head coach comes in, he didn't Dart struggle. He ain't Dart's not his guy. He just coming in because Dart. I mean, now Vrabel came with the New England because he liked what he seen from May. He said
I
he
got.
wouldn't have came if it weren't for May.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Whatever coach the New York Giants decide, he's gonna be down with Dart. They
Okay.
not playing that. Just similar situation. Vrabel was all in on May. Whoever
Yeah,
we hire is gonna be all in on Dart.
they got to be all
But
in on Dart.
you said Mike McCarthy.
Right.
I want no parts of Mike McCarthy. I understand why because there's a lot of Giants fans that want Mike McCarthy because
Yeah.
they want somebody that can come in here and just straighten things out.
Yeah.
But I look at Mike McCarthy like he has an expiration date. Like he going 2 years, 3 years, and then you're looking for a new head coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't even want to do that. So
Who
that's
you want?
the person. Well, the person I want. It's not going to happen. And that's Brian Flores. I want Brian Flores. I want to right or wrong. I want to fix that mistake and get Brian Flores. Outside of that, I like Shula from the St. Louis Rams, the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I like Aubrey Pleasant, who's the assistant head coach for the Rams, and then I like Kubiak, who's the OC for Seattle. So that
What about
those
Mike Tomlin?
see now if my wife is watching, she's a Steelers fan.
Right.
She ain't trying to hit it at all. I saw the rumors that came out about Mike Tom. Well, not about Mike Tomlin, but about a coach that might want a fresh start. A
Yeah.
lot of people think.
I already thought about Mike Tomlin. That's what I said.
See, I think Tomlin. I also think it might be McVay or Shanahan too, because a lot of people say Harbaugh. Well, I can't see Harbaugh going somewhere and
I thought
being.
about Todd Bowles too. Tampa Bay.
Bowles ain't been there that long. He what 5 years? I think 5 6 years, right?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
He survived it too because he almost got fired. Baker Mayfield saved him, I believe.
But the
Um,
first name that came to mind for me was Tomlin.
yeah, that's what everybody said. That's what a
Yeah.
lot of people think, man. That would be something. I'll take Tomlin in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like flat out, I'll take Tomlin in a heartbeat. I do got some predictions. Who's it?
23 Giants.
John said 23-20 Giants. Luann, we
Okay.
already know 24-17 Giants.
17 Giants.
My man Texas said
Not
no, not Mike McCarthy, and that's it. I'm assuming that's a Dallas.
Cowboy guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and he don't even want. I don't want McCarthy, man. John the Prize says the left tackle is out. Brian Burns 4 sacks. Pause. Again, like I said, with all those injuries on the offensive line, this might be one of those games. Again,
Yep.
last time we played prime time, we put belt the ass a little bit on the Philadelphia Eagles. So
Yep.
we'll see what happens there. Again, I just think, and I think like Vrabel's a better coach than Sirianni. Sirianni's roster is just phenomenal.
Loaded. They got a
Phenomenal.
big time roster.
It's like on like autopilot for me. The freaking the Eagles. But let me get your prediction, man, before we get out of here.
Like I said, I just did my show on my show, so y'all go check that out. Just did my prediction on my show, Midweek Motion, my guy Planet. Tough game. Oh man, we kind of due for one, but I think we limping into the bye. I just want to get out of this game healthy and get to the bye. I'm
Yeah.
going 23-19 Patriots. It's going to be a run game. Get the run game going. Quick passes from Drake May. Probably get out the door a little bit. Maybe get a turnover. So I don't care how much they win by. Just win and just get to the bye and rest up. Get ready for Buffalo so we can wrap up this AFC East. 23-19 Patriots.
So when you say 23-19, I just think that the Giants are down, in the fourth quarter, 23-19. A field goal doesn't do it. So you
Yeah.
got to score a touchdown, and
Yep.
then we've been having issues there. All right. So with that being said, man, again, let the people before I let you go, let the people know where they can find you again.
My
If
camera
you
is messing up like crazy over here.
if you want, you could just turn the camera off. You can put
Give me
the
1 second.
profile picture on if you want to do it that way. But again, let the people know where they can find you. And let the people know what you're up to before we let you go.
Yeah, you guys can find me Ken's Pats Talk. It's on my YouTube, Ken's Pats Talk, Patriots Podcast, on Twitter, on YouTube, IG, TikTok, I'm all over the place. Ken's _ Pats Talk on social media and on YouTube, Ken's Pats Talk, Patriots Podcast. Come check me out over there, man. I really appreciate you having me on, man.
No, I appreciate you, man. And then, like I said, anytime for you. And then, obviously, the next time we come around to the draft, man, if you got a show, man, I like to be on it. Same thing. I'll send you an invite too. We could talk about these draft
Let's do it.
prospects.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
But I appreciate you, man. You have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes,
To
sir,
you.
man. Don't eat too much, man.
Oh man, who you talking to, man? I'll be asleep by 2 o'clock in the
Yes,
afternoon
sir.
and get me another plate of 6.
Right.
It is what it is. All right, man.
Yes,
You
sir.
have a good one, man.
All right, you too.
All right, later. All right, everybody. So we got a couple more minutes left. I'm gonna get to some of these comments. So any questions you guys got to ask about the game or anything in general, go ahead and put them in the comment section. We're gonna rock out a little bit. I am gonna go watch Stranger Things after this. I'm letting you guys know that right now. Me and the family, it's TV time after this. Shout out to my man Jonathan Pride. Caught me a few times too. My bad. A couple pauses that I missed, but I know you on point all the time. Pause. He says, if we lose, it's a tank for sure. I don't know about that. I don't think we tanking, man. I think Mike Caffrey got too much to coach for. He's actually auditioning, so I do believe. I now Stranger Things is out tonight. It's out tonight, unless I got bad intel. Unless I got bad intel, it should have been out tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time, if I'm not mistaken. I'm about to check right now. See, now I'm all worried. I got all hype thinking it was gonna come out tonight. Been waiting 3 years for Stranger Things. No, sir. It's tonight. Why so serious? It's tonight. Right now, actually. So you can throw that on right after this. Texas Chicano says, sub, good luck whipping those Patriots. Now, I hope so, man. I appreciate the love and support, too. Thank you for subscribing to the channel and also hitting that like button, man. I appreciate the love and support for sure. Tyrone Hall says, nationally televised games have not been kind to the Giants, except for the last one. We did a pretty good job against those Eagles, man. If we can do that. And also, man, I'm enjoying watching the Giants play, especially this season. We have not been boring, to say the least. We might have been upset, sick to our stomach after some of these heart-crushing losses. But for the most part, the Giants have been entertaining this year, man. Even when Jackson Dart wasn't on the field. The last 2 games with Jameis Winston also have been entertaining. Heartache, but the way I feel right now, I'm not even worried about these games. I just need these players to develop. And then H-Town says Giants win the trap game 24-17, but hopefully the Patriots get the win 30-24. You can't have it both ways, H-Town. C. Barkley says, I can't believe our Giants are going to be on Monday Night Football. We've been playing pretty well, C. Barkley. We've been playing pretty well. Pop says, Papillion says, Patriots versus Texans would be dope. In the first round, you're talking about in the AFC Championship. I enjoyed watching the Texans last week, man. That defense is solid. That defense is really solid. Well-coached team, too. A lot of people thought that DeMeco Ryans was going to be on the hot seat a little bit. Texas, you're absolutely right. It's always up for the birds. I appreciate you for beating the Eagles last week. I had you guys on the parlay beating the Eagles too. A lot of people thought I got you guys beating the Chiefs too. That's who y'all played this week, right? Is it the Chiefs? Let me know. I think it's the Chiefs, right? I think y'all play the Chiefs tomorrow, right? Don't y'all play the Chiefs? I'm bugging. Hold on. I think it's the Chiefs tomorrow. I think it's the Chiefs. Yeah, it is the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. Yeah, I think you guys can beat the Chiefs. To be honest, the way the way you guys been playing the last couple weeks, yeah, I think you guys can beat the Chiefs. Your offense can score points too, man. And listen, man, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's why I'm showing you some love right now because I can't stand the Eagles, and also I don't like the Chiefs neither. So good luck to you guys, man. He also says, my wife is a Giants fan. Oh, there you go. See, we family. We in-laws. He says, but one of my all-time favorite teams is the '86 Giants and the Chiefs tomorrow. Listen, that's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate that. My man JV Brown said, go G-Men. I'm sorry, JV Bronx said go G-Men. That's what's up, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, man, and I'll do my ending monologue. So the New York Giants play the New England Patriots on Monday night in a game that's going to feature the up and coming quarterbacks Jackson Dart and Drake May. I think it's going to be an entertaining game. I'm hoping that the game is going to be high scoring. Maybe both teams in the 30s. I think that's something that can happen. But against a Vrabel's defense, maybe ends up being the 20. So I got the New York Giants winning 24-21. And the crazy thing is, I might jump out the window a little bit. I think the New York Giants win a couple of these games at the end of the year. I think so. Shout out to my man Jonathan Pride with the $5 super chat. He said, "Y'all gone, stop it, fam." I'm sorry I missed that earlier. I wish he would have been able to see that himself, but he probably still watching. But no, I really do think the New York Giants win. We got 5 games left. I can see us winning 3 out of the 5. I can also see us losing all 5 too. But we'll see what happens. But everybody enjoy your holiday. Again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. For the people that got to go to work on Friday, I feel bad for you. But again, go make your money. And then we'll see you guys on Saturday night for the late night Giants talk. And then obviously we don't have a game on Sunday. So on Monday, I will be doing the live recap late Monday night. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And for one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows Big Blue Nation. Let's go.